Have you ever wondered why some people in India live in palaces while others are struggling to find a roof over their heads? It's a question that invites us to explore the stark differences between the lives of the richest and poorest in India. Today, we're going to look beyond the surface, into the lives of these two extremes, and try to understand the reality of the wealth gap in India. The wealth gap, or income disparity, is a measure of the distribution of wealth across a population. It's calculated by comparing the wealth of different sections of society, usually divided into percentiles. In simpler terms, it's the economic distance between the rich and the poor. India, a country with a population of over 1 billion, presents a striking picture of this disparity. On one hand, you have people living in palatial homes with luxury cars and a lifestyle that rivals that of royalty. On the other hand, there are those who live in slums, with limited access to basic necessities and the constant struggle to make ends meet. In this video, we aim to present to you these two contrasting lifestyles. We'll take you through the day-to-day life of the richest and the poorest in India. We'll explore their homes, their work, their challenges, and their joys. While it's easy to assume that the rich lead carefree lives and the poor are constantly struggling, the reality is far more complex. Each lifestyle comes with its own set of challenges and rewards. The rich may have material comforts, but they also face pressures and expectations that the poor are free from. Similarly, the poor may lack material wealth, but they often have a strong sense of community and resilience that the rich may lack. This journey is about understanding these realities, shedding light on the wealth gap, and sparking conversations about how we can make a difference. So buckle up and get ready for a fascinating journey into the lives of the richest and the poorest in India. Let's delve deeper into these contrasting realities, starting with the life of the poorest. Imagine a life where basic necessities are considered luxuries. Picture this: a day in the life of Ram, a laborer in rural India. His day starts before dawn, under a makeshift roof of tarp and bamboo. The luxury of a solid, weatherproof home is a distant dream. His shelter, a patchwork of discarded materials, barely keeps the rain out and offers little protection from the biting cold of winter or the scorching heat of summer. Breakfast is a luxury, not a guarantee. Ram's family subsists on a diet of rice and lentils, and even that is not always assured. The concept of 3 square meals a day is alien to them. Their meal schedule is dictated not by the clock but by the availability of food, which fluctuates wildly. Ram's day is filled with back-breaking labor in the fields, and he earns a meager wage that is often insufficient to feed his family. Education, a right many of us take for granted, is a luxury for Ram's children. The local government school is miles away, and the journey to and from school is dangerous and exhausting. Moreover, the family depends on the extra pair of hands to help out in the fields or to fetch water from the distant well. Illiteracy and lack of education are not choices, but the harsh consequences of their impoverished circumstances. Healthcare, too, is a privilege. Government healthcare facilities are few and far between, and private healthcare is well beyond their means. A simple illness can turn into a life-threatening condition due to lack of medical attention. The specter of disease and death is an ever-present reality. The struggle for survival is relentless and exhausting. Every day is a fight for the basic necessities of life: food, shelter, education, and healthcare. Luxuries that many of us take for granted are distant dreams for them. This is the harsh reality for millions of people in India. Now let's contrast this with the life of the richest. Now consider a life where luxury is the norm. In this world, the day begins not with the crowing of a rooster but with the soft hum of an air conditioning system in a sprawling mansion. These palatial homes, often spanning several thousand square feet, are adorned with the finest furnishings from around the globe and are meticulously designed to provide the ultimate in comfort and luxury. Breakfast is not a scramble for sustenance but a gourmet experience, with personal chefs preparing delicacies from every corner of the world at a moment's notice. Fresh fruits and vegetables are not a luxury, but a given, flown in from the world's best farms. The finest teas and coffees from the highlands of Darjeeling and Assam or the plantations of South America are at their disposal to start their day on a high note. Education is not a struggle but a journey of exploration and discovery. The children of India's richest attend the most prestigious international schools and universities, receiving a world-class education that opens doors to limitless opportunities. They are nurtured to excel in a variety of fields, from academics and sports to arts and culture, with the best mentors and resources at their fingertips. Leisure is an integral part of their lives. From exotic vacations to exclusive clubs and high-end shopping sprees, the world is truly their playground. They have the luxury to pursue their passions, be it art, music or sports, without the worry of survival. An evening at home might involve a private screening of a new movie release in a home theater, followed by a 5-course meal prepared by a Michelin-starred chef. Their nights end not with worry about the next day's hardships, but with the promise of yet another day of comfort and luxury. The contrast is staggering, isn't it? Let's further examine the implications of this wealth gap. The wealth gap doesn't just impact individuals, it has far-reaching societal and economic implications. The wealth gap in India, like anywhere else, is not a simple matter of the haves and the have-nots. It's a complex, multifaceted issue that affects every aspect of society. Let's delve into the societal and economic implications of this wealth disparity. Firstly, social inequality. The stark contrast between the lives of the richest and poorest in India is a clear demonstration of this. When wealth is concentrated in the hands of a few, it can breed resentment, frustration, and social unrest among those who are left behind. It's not just about money, it's about access to opportunities, quality education, healthcare, and a chance at a better life. Next, crime. Studies have shown a correlation between economic inequality and crime rates. When individuals feel they have no legitimate means to improve their circumstances, some may resort to illegal activities. This is not to justify criminal behavior but to understand some of the root causes behind it. And then there's economic instability. A healthy economy is one where wealth is distributed more evenly. When too much wealth is concentrated at the top, it can lead to economic instability. The richest can invest in assets that inflate in value, creating economic bubbles that can burst with disastrous consequences. On the other hand, when the majority of the population is living in poverty, they can't contribute to the economy through consumption or investment, which can stifle economic growth. Furthermore, wealth disparity can lead to political instability. The rich can have disproportionate influence over political decisions, which can lead to policies that further entrench their wealth and power, perpetuating the cycle of inequality. As we can see, the wealth gap is more than just a disparity in lifestyles. It's a critical issue that needs addressing. It's not just about making the rich less rich or the poor less poor. It's about creating a society where everyone has a fair shot at success, where the circumstances of one's birth don't determine their entire life's trajectory. It's about creating a more equitable, stable, and prosperous society for all. So, what can be done to bridge this enormous wealth gap? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Let's dive into some potential solutions that might just help reduce the wealth disparity in India. First off, government policies can play a pivotal role. By implementing progressive taxation, where the rich are taxed more than the poor, we can redistribute wealth more evenly. This isn't about punishing success, but about ensuring everyone gets a fair shot at it. Additionally, the government could invest more in public services like education and healthcare. By improving the quality and accessibility of these services, we can empower the less fortunate to climb the socio-economic ladder. Next, we have philanthropy. The world's wealthiest individuals often have philanthropic initiatives, and there's no reason why India's richest can't do the same. By donating a portion of their wealth to causes that uplift the poor, they can help level the playing field. But philanthropy isn't just about writing checks. It's about using one's resources and influence to create lasting change. This means investing in projects that are sustainable and have long-term impact. Then there's the role of social enterprises. These are businesses that aim to make a profit, but also have a social mission at their core. They can create jobs, provide essential services, and drive innovation in underserved areas. By supporting these enterprises, we can stimulate economic growth from the ground up. Finally, we need to address the root causes of wealth disparity. This means tackling issues like corruption, lack of education, and social discrimination. It's a daunting task, but one that's necessary if we want to see real, lasting change. While these solutions show promise, they require collective effort and commitment. Everyone has a part to play, government, business, and individuals alike. The road to reducing wealth disparity is long and fraught with challenges, but with concerted effort and unwavering commitment, we can make strides towards a more equitable society. So, you might be wondering, what can I do to help? Well, the good news is, there are numerous ways to contribute to reducing wealth disparity regardless of where you are in the world. To begin with, volunteering is a powerful tool. By dedicating your time, skills, and energy to organizations that fight poverty, you can make a tangible difference. Whether it's tutoring children from low-income families, serving meals in a soup kitchen, or offering your professional skills pro bono, your efforts can directly impact the lives of those struggling with poverty. Next, consider the power of your wallet. Donations, no matter how small, can go a long way. Many organizations are working tirelessly to alleviate poverty and its effects, but they often rely on the generosity of donors to fund their work. If you can, consider setting aside a portion of your income for these causes. But remember, it's not just about money. You can also donate items that you no longer need, like clothes, books, or furniture. These can be life-changing gifts for someone in need. But perhaps one of the most impactful ways to combat wealth disparity is to advocate for policy changes. This can mean voting for candidates who prioritize poverty reduction, lobbying for legislation that promotes economic equity, or even running for office yourself. By using our voices and our votes, we can push for systemic changes that address the root causes of poverty and wealth disparity. Lastly, remember to practice conscious consumption. Every purchase we make sends a message about the kind of world we want to live in. By choosing to support businesses that treat their employees fairly, source their materials responsibly, and give back to their communities, we can help push the economy towards more equitable practices. Remember, every effort counts when it comes to bridging the wealth gap. Let's work together to create a more equitable society.